3 years ago today, a shooter walked up to the King Soopers in Boulder and killed 10 people.
Tonight, the community is still recovering and grieving the lives lost.
But this remembrance event is very powerful. It gives us a chance to come together as a community and remember those that we've lost and mourn together and come out stronger from doing it.
Tonight, neighbors came together in Boulder to remember the 10 people who lost their lives, to support one another in their grief.
Our Janelle Finch joins us from Boulder now after hearing from families who lost their loved ones. Janelle.
Tonight in this space behind me, the friends and families of those 10 people who lost their lives 3 years ago today gathered to share where they're at in their process of grief, 3 years following a horrific tragedy.
This one's for Susie.
For the loved ones of 10 people.
Tell me why.
Questions.
Why did it happen that night?
Still hang over their heads, wondering how they can keep their loved ones alive without them here.
We talk about Grandpa Mahoney all the time, and I tell my daughter that whenever she's scared, she can call on him for help.
And you wonder why, and there's the what if I had been, or why wasn't I, or how come I didn't get there.
Just wishing there was more time to spend with each of them.
You were getting a hug and you could just feel so understood, and she was my best friend.
This year I turned an age that he'll never be. I'm his younger sister, but now I'm a year older than him. He didn't get to live that long. He was robbed of that chance.
Seeking justice in their process of grieving.
This is my last fight for Ricky.
But for all the questions those touched by the loss of these 10 people still ask, the city of Boulder has always had an answer for who to lean on.
On year 3, I'm in a much better place, and it's because of all of you. So thank you.
Now, of course, there's still healing to be had in this community. People still trying to process this tragedy, but Mayor Aaron Brockett says that the city will always provide a place to grieve and say the names of those 10 lives who were lost 3 years ago today.
Chanel, it's noteworthy how many of the families chose to come and to be part of that community gathering, that they felt like they would get something positive out of that.
Absolutely. It truly was so moving. And for me, as someone who wasn't here at the time of that tragedy, just to hear from the people who are still processing this every single day of their lives, I was connected to them in ways that I didn't even know that I could be.
The beautiful words that they spoke about their loved ones. Thank you for that.
The trial for the suspected shooter is scheduled for August, but it could get pushed back once again, and that is frustrating for the families waiting for justice. In 2021, a judge found that the suspect was not competent to stand trial, meaning he couldn't understand the proceedings or assist in his own defense. After 2 years of treatment at a state hospital, including forced medication, his competency was restored. Then he pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity, which means he needs to be evaluated again, and that's taking longer than expected. Families who lost loved ones in the shooting are growing impatient, like Bob Olds, who lost his niece Ricky.
It's just been the most frustrated I've probably ever been in my life. This is my last fight for my niece. This is my last stand for her. And I'm going to see this through.
The sanity evaluation should be finished in the next month or so, and then we'll find out if the trial will happen in August as scheduled. Suspect faces 11 charges, including 10 counts of first-degree murder.
Today also marks 1 year since a student shot 2 deans at East High School. It happened while he was being patted down for weapons. Both deans survived. Ever since that day, parents have talked about safety concerns. A lot of those parents wanted armed officers back on DPS campuses. That change has been made, and the district also has changed its policy on searches. Armed officers are now handling the pat-downs instead of DPS staff. You can read more about those changes to the pat-down policy on 9news.com.
Pretty nice outside in downtown Denver right now. Come Sunday, that is going to change. And if you were in the month of March in Colorado, change is code for for snow, Chris Bianchi.
It certainly is, and 60s in the month of March is usually code for snow as well. If it's in the 60s or 70s, that is usually your sign that we got some active weather just around the corner, and that is exactly what we're looking at. Hard to tell, though, by looking at HC Doppler radar right now, that we do have a few snow showers for us here across southern parts of Colorado, and that is where we could be talking about some of that. Appears that my graphics are frozen up here. Here we go. There we go. We're back up and running. So the wet mountains on north through the Sangre Cristos, that's where we're seeing some of that snowfall right now. This is our main storm system just off the California coastline. That's leading some rain and some snow for us into the Golden State right now on this Friday evening. But all that starts to stream its way east as we get into our night tomorrow. So tomorrow night, we'll start to see those first kind of more significant snow showers for us into the high country, but eventually that's going to move its way down into Denver with some slushy accumulation likely for Sunday night. Details of what you can expect and when in my full forecast.
All right, thank you, Chris.